A native North Texan, Marshawn Evans graduated with honors and distinction from TSU and Georgetown University Law Center. Her successes in the classroom and the courtroom took her to the infamous boardroom as one of Donald Trump's hand-picked cast members on The Apprentice. Marshawn Evans is one of the nation's leading experts of the art of maximizing human potential. She is the author of Skirts in the Boardroom, a woman's survival guide to success in business and life. From TCU to Miss America, The Apprentice, a big GMT welcome. So excited to have you here. Can't get it right. A big GMT welcome to hometown girl, Marshawn Evans. Welcome,
Hi,
Marshawn.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So it's got to be fun to be back home. You came home to celebrate Mother's Day with your mom, right?
I did. I came home to celebrate Mother's Day with my mom. I'm from Richardson.
Richardson, oh my God. Richardson High School? Did you
Richardson High School, you know, one of the more superior schools in the Metroplex.
Uh-oh, sounds like a little, little rival thing going on here.
But it's so nice to be back home. It was funny coming into downtown. You can leave for a little bit and realize how much Dallas has changed and grown, but it's still home.
Wow, it's nothing like home. And you know what? You have been so successful. I bet you at Richardson High School, you were probably like voted most likely to succeed amongst your peers, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. When I saw your resume or your bio, I'm like, this girl has really got a lot of great things happening.
Well, you know, it didn't start off that way. And it's a great testimony because I did grow up in the North Dallas area, but I didn't always grow up with self-esteem, and I didn't always grow up feeling like I was smart or intelligent. And so to go from being someone that was considered the problem child and spend more times I was a problem child.
Oh,
you know how you get your name on the board and then you get a check and then you get a couple of other checks?
Right.
Sometimes I felt like I spent more time in the principal's office than at my own desk.
Oh, man.
So when you go from that to graduating with honors and getting $200,000 in scholarships, it shows other young girls that they can make that transition as well. That, you know, being most likely to succeed doesn't mean that there's not a story behind that.
And usually the people that are successful, they have a great story.
They do.
So tell us, you're, you know, a Texas native.
Yes.
All of a sudden you end up on The Apprentice.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Still trying to figure that out.
I am. You know, I was in law school at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C.
Wow, real quick, here's a great picture of you.
Oh, the Donald.
Trump.
The Donald. I called him Mr. Trump on the show, but now I can call him the Donald.
See, I was wondering, do y'all have to call him Mr. Trump?
It's a business interview. You're smart to call him Mr. Trump. But I was in law school at the time, and I had seen the first couple of seasons of The Apprentice, but I was in school, and I wanted to finish my degree. That was the most important thing.
Absolutely.
But I didn't like the images that I saw of women, particularly women of color on this show, so I wanted to portray a different image. And I recognized that I wanted to be a lawyer because I saw Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
Wow, she was a great example of that.
She was. And it's important as women that we see other examples of strong, independent women and how we can carry ourselves with excellence in the business environment, so that's why I did the show.
And let's talk about that on the show, because you were the only leader of the women's group to actually win while you were on.
On a Lamborghini task. We were putting together advertising campaign for Lamborghini.
Wow. And so what type of challenges did you have with that? Because it had been a struggle all along.
Yes, it was.
Little cat fight going on?
It was. He broke us into teams of men versus women because it made good television. I mean, the women's team, for some reason, didn't get along. And we lost every single task, not because we weren't more creative, not because we weren't more talented or more capable, but because we couldn't get along. And so what I learned in being the project manager and having a winning task, which felt really good, especially to beat the men's team, it felt excellent, but I learned you really have to create buy-in, and women really can get so much further working together than they can apart.
Why is that? Why is that always our struggle? You know, and that's one of the reasons why I developed Treasure You, because I really wanted to develop this community of women that really work together to push each other. But a lot of times we don't. We can't get along to do that. What kind of advice do you have for us? And how do we kind of come together to tackle that issue?
Well, first, let me commend you for Treasure You, because I believe in your mission, I support you, and it's a beautiful thing because women should work together. I think the reason why we have troubles is because we compare ourselves against each other.
We do. We're like, you know, we size each other up immediately, which is not cool, you know?
It's always negative because you're either going to have envy or jealousy or arrogance. There's never a positive result that comes from comparison. And what men have learned over the years in business is that a coalition of men working together is a business asset. That's why you have the Good Old Boys Club.
Wow. And that's probably why you wrote this book,
It is.
right? Skirts in the Boardroom.
Yes.
It's an awesome book for women to
you.
read. And it, you know, it kind of deals with some of those challenges that we have and gives us some solutions.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this book.
Well, Skirts in the Boardroom is business advice for women to have an entrepreneurial approach to their career, whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you're looking to grow and enhance your career. And SKIRTS actually is an acronym that stands for sisterhood, knowledge, integrity, respect, tenacity, and substance.
I love that. Y'all hear that, right, women? I love all of those characteristics that we all need.
And that S in sisterhood is so important. Women working together is a business asset.
I love it. And you know, we have a little bit in common, the whole pageant thing. You were Miss America, I was a Miss USA.
Yes.
And I loved, you know, seeing your talent just out of the box.
Thank
Look at you,
you.
you're just beautiful here.
Oh,
but there's so many
flashback
components to
memories.
Marshawn Evans, which I love.
Wouldn't
for
have
women
guessed
to
that I was
see.
a baton twirler, huh?
I would never have guessed that. But thank you for coming on
thank
and
you.
sharing your wisdom.
Thank you. And
some
I invite
tips with
women to
us.
come online and join me at skirtsintheboardroom.com. Book is available everywhere books are sold.
Great. And if you're inspired by Marshawn's story, we would love to give you more information. Her book is, again, Skirts in the Boardroom. You can log on to my website at treasureyou.org. And don't forget this week, guys, please treasure you.